Welcome to historic Diddle Arena. WKU in action tonight against Gardner Webb University. This is Randy Lee along with Hal Schmidt. Tops in action tonight against the Gardner Webb Bulldogs. Lights are off as we have the starting lineups being introduced. They're brought to you as always by Signature Signs, a proud signage partner of WKU Athletics. Visit them at 1736 US 31W Bypass or at signaturesigns.com. For the Hilltoppers tonight, they're starting five. Josh Anderson, 6'6" senior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's averaging 7 points and 3 rebounds. Tavion Hollingsworth, 6'2" senior from Lexington, Kentucky, 19 points and 2 boards. Kenny Cooper at the point, 6' senior from Nashville, Tennessee, 3 points, 2 boards. Carson Williams, the power forward, 6'5", 245-pound senior from Oathing, Kentucky, 7 points and 7 rebounds. And Charles Passy, 6'11" junior from Nigeria, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 20 blocks, and that leads all of college basketball. For our visitors from Boiling Springs, North Carolina, just west of Charlotte, the Bulldogs from Gardner Webb University. Lance Terry, 6'2" sophomore guard, Newton, Georgia. Jaheim Cornwall, the third leading returning three-point shooter in all of college basketball, 6' senior from Brooklyn. Jacob Falco, 6'2" junior from Northeast Maryland, Division II transfer, averaged 24 a game last year. Kareem Reed, 6'9" sophomore from Queens, former 4-star recruit for Gardner Webb. And Ludovic Dufial, 6'8" junior, 6 points, 5 rebounds a year ago with 71 block shots. Randy and Hal with you. This is a radio TV simulcast for those of you tuning in maybe for the first time. We used to do these all the time, just a couple here and there though now. So we've got radio play-by-play with a TV picture. And glad you could join us tonight. Charles Passy wins the tip. Hilltoppers are in their home white jerseys with the red numerals and trim. Gardner Webb in black jerseys. And it's Anderson, Franklin to Williams, top of the key. Hands it off to Cooper. He'll dribble to the top of the key in the half court. Over in the right wing to Hollingsworth. Guarding him is Terry. Terry played the first 15 games last year and then had an ankle injury and missed the remainder of the season. Gardner Webb in a man. Anderson Fallon, jump past Williams. Shoots a three after a fake pass in the corner, and it's off the back of the iron. Goes up off the top of the board, over and out of play, and it's Gardner Webb basketball in backcourt. And Hal, for the first time this year, the Hilltoppers are going to open up in a press.
Well, they've shown it off and on in different situations, but I think they want to take advantage maybe of lack of depth. Gardner Webb just a little bit. We'll see.
Also, Gardner Webb playing in their first game of the year, while the Hilltoppers are 3-2. Here's Cornwall, the terrific outside shooter. The Terry in the left wing. He throws a jump pass in the corner to Cornwall, and he traveled as he tried to get away from the defense of Tavion Hollingsworth.
Well, Tavion, if he's going to guard him heads up, Cornwall's a little sort of a diminutive point guard. Strongly built, but he's not very tall, and the Tavion could give him some problems.
Tim Kraft in his 7th year at Gardner Webb University. Rick Stansberry in year 5 at WKU. No score. These teams had it once. Williams trying to get into the paint, barrels his way in. Here comes his hook shot from 6 feet. It's low in the iron. Good defense that time from Dufial. Hilltoppers trying to get Williams untracked offensively. He had a very tough week last week trying to score the ball. Reed goes right by Bassey, lays it up and a foul on Bassey. Bassey, it looked like he forgot that Reed was left-handed. He went straight to his left, and Bassey was late getting over there and fouled him, so it'll be 2 shots for Kareem Reed.
Well, we don't know much about this team, but you certainly know which hand player that's returning, one of 3 players returning, which hand he's going to use. So you've got to be prepared for those types of things. Charles Bassey can't afford fouls with 1:20 ticked off the clock.
Reed hits the first free throw. The highest rated recruit at Gardner Webb University since they had the current rating system of stars in 2001. At one point in time, he was a 4-star. He misses the second free throw. Anderson has the Hilltopper rebound. Here comes WKU. 90 seconds into it, Gardner Webb's up 1-0. Here's Cooper, top of the key. He's guarded there by Cornwall. They go baseline left to Bassey, back to the basket. Now they back up, there's no double. He goes in, could have been an offensive foul, but it was a defensive foul after the first one wasn't called, and he banked it up and in over Reed, and he's got a chance for a three-point play as Reed fouled him.
Yeah, that was a good, strong move by Charles, possibly the strongest, most aggressive move I've seen him make this season. But Reed is no small slouch over there. He's a very physical young man, and Charles was the better of the two that time.
Bassey shooting for an old-fashioned three-point play, and it is no good. So it's 2-0 WKU. Bassey this year, 9 of 13 to the free throw line. Press is broken easily. Terry has the ball front court left side. Dribbles to the left block on Hollingsworth and travels. A couple of traveling calls, one on Terry, one on Cornwall. And Hollingsworth was guarding the traveler both times.
Both times, yeah. Reed that time slammed on the brakes, maybe before he intended to, and just was not able to control his momentum, led to the stumble and travel.
Cooper sends it left side to Hollingsworth, dribbles down to the top of the key. Terry's on him, barrels into the paint, and Terry draws a charge on Hollingsworth. So a lot of fouls early on. We played 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and we've already had, well, it seems like only 3 fouls, but still 3 fouls in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Full court press, 1-2-2, full court press for the tops. Josh Anderson, the long arm 6'6" guard, the front man, and throw over to Terry easily. In the corner, Falco driving baseline, lays it up, no good. Rebounded by Williams. Williams gives it up to Cooper. Here comes the left-handed guard, front court for the tops at the top of the key. Lobs it inside the basket on the left block, goes up on Reed, and banked it in from 6 feet away.
That was a great play. He didn't square up. He just caught the ball between 2 black jerseys and went straight up for the kiss off the glass.
Bassey shooting 64% this year on his 2-point shots. Reed hooks out over Bassey. Bassey may have tipped it, he missed it short, did not draw iron. Well, down by Bassey, now to Cooper. Here's Cooper with the white headband onto the foul line, left corner to Anderson, fake the three-pointer, comes baseline, rising up from 12, airballed it, shot at 14. And it was pulled down by Reed before it went out of bounds. Here comes Cornwall down the left baseline into a double team. Williams stopped in that big chest of his. Now he's in a double team again, rolls it low. It goes through the legs. Now it's picked up inside. Dufiel muscles it up and in. What a shot after he fumbled the original pass.
And that left-handed shot high off the glass, just extending past Charles Bassey's outstretched arm.
WKU 4, Bulldogs 3. Here's Hollingsworth to the foul line. His shot was cut off, top of the key for a Bassey bomb. Short, Terry flat-footed rebound. Bassey did not shoot a 3 in the last game against Mississippi Valley State. Falco to the paint, hook shot over the leaping Bassey, up off the window and in. And the Bulldogs have a 5-4 lead. 16:22 to play, opening half. Cooper sends it left side to Anderson on the wing. Falco on him. Bounce pass right side, Hollingsworth. Down low to Bassey, makes a catch and play. Oh, drops it up to the other block to Williams. His shot was blocked. He gets it again, puts it up, it's blocked the second time. Williams gathers in the corner for a Cooper ball. That's no good. Dufiel rebounding, and now to Falco down the left, the right sideline from the Hilltopper bench. Falco on the left side to Cornwall in the corner for Terry 3. Swish. Lance Terry has given Gardner Webb an 8-4 lead with 15:46 to play in the first half from Diddle Arena. Here's Williams to Anderson on the left wing. Anderson's the top of the key. Back to Williams, driving into a double team, cut off. Bounce pass, top of the key to Anderson. Right side, Hollingsworth in the corner to Cooper. Cooper dribbles, had it punched away by Cornwall. He retrieves, left side to Anderson. He's in the paint on Falco, deep to Cooper. Baseline to right to Bassey. They double, back to Cooper. He'll shoot a second 3, and it is long. Dufiel with the rebound. 15:16 to play, first half. Bulldogs by 4.
7-0 run for the Bulldogs over the last minute and 20.
Cornwall to the foul line. Step back jumper over Cooper. No good. Tracked down by Cooper. He'll run it down the right sideline. Hollingsworth's in front of him. He gets it to him on the right wing, and he'll shoot a 3. He misses a 3. Falco rebounding. Here goes Falco down the right sideline in front court against Anderson. Takes him to the hole. Went right by him. Missed a layup with the left hand on the right side. Anderson retrieves, and the Hilltoppers are running from left to right. Anderson hard to the hole, went up for the shot, and he's fouled with 14:46 to play in this first half. Gardner Webb out early with the lead. Gardner Webb 8, Hilltoppers 4. And this is the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. On and off the field, Atmos Energy is a big fan of the Hilltoppers and the communities they serve. Their employees live here. Support local causes and cheer for the favorite teams. Atmos Energy is proud to be a part of your community and to be your natural gas company. Great start for Gardner Webb. They came to the Commonwealth back in 2007 on the night of November 8th and defeated Kentucky at Rupp Arena 94-68. So they ventured to the Commonwealth and had good experiences before.
Well, they're certainly willing. They're up to the task right now. Toppers are shooting poorly, 0 of 5 from deep, 2 of 11 from the field, so they're just not able to scratch offensively. Gardner Webb's a pretty strong team, and Tops are going to have to play better to win this one.
Anderson hits his first free throw. Josh is averaging 7 points a game, 10th all-time in steals. Needs 4 more to move up to number 9, past Bobby Jones. And that one rattles in. And it is now 8-6 as Anderson hits a pair, and Anderson will depart. And Luke Frampton replaces him. Luke is trying to find his shot, has not had it since the opening game win against Northern Iowa. He's the front man on the press. They throw it over the press once again to Williams on the left side. Williams checking in after the media break. Here's a drive on the right side, picked up there by Mann. So Mann and Williams are in now for Gardner Webb off the bench. Cornwall in the left wing with a dribble. Williams is on him. Steps back. 3 over Williams. Off the front of the iron. No good. Pulled down inside by Mann. Put it back up and in as he rebounded the ball away from Kevin Osalway of WKU. Gardner Webb up 10-6. Osalway to Frampton in between the circles and half court. Hands it off now to last year's Mr. Basketball in the state of Kentucky, Davion McKnight. Low to Williams inside. Puts it up. No good from the right block. They're converging on him, and he's having trouble finishing it against the tall bodies of Gardner Webb. And on the drive, Cornwall misses the shot in traffic. Osalway had the rebound, and Cornwall reached in from behind and fouled him trying to steal the ball. First foul on Cornwall. 13th
foul on GW.
Cornwall will stay in, and Gardner Webb sends in Mick Lynott. He is from Miami, Florida, a long way from home. Rawls also in the Hilltopper attack. McKnight at the top of the key. Goes in the corner to Rawls. Fakes the three-point jumper. Comes to the left wing. He's in the block. Back in the corner to McKnight. McKnight dribble dive, cut off. Whoops, top of the key to Kevin. Kevin almost had his dentures knocked out. Caught the ball, went down the lane and laid it up and in. That ball almost hit him in the face. It was thrown so hard, but Osalway got his mitts up, caught it, and then went to the front of the rim and laid it in.
It was sort of a self-defensive catch.
Layup was missed by Dufiel.
Boy, it was wide open too.
Here comes McKnight down the middle into the boulevard over the right side to Rawls. He comes baseline right for the runner. He shoots that one off, and he missed that shot. And Gardner Webb's Lynott with the rebound. Here's Lynott front court. Bulldogs by 2, 7 minutes gone by. 10-8 to score. Williams on the perimeter, down a low to man, knifing through Osalway and Williams, but he missed the shot. He sort of slithered through the double team, who could not knock the shot down. Here's McKnight, baseline left front court. Hilltoppers down 10-8 against Gardner Webb. 12:41 to go in the half. Here's Rawls, cross court to McKnight, in the corner to Osalway. Osalway sizing up a three-point shot, didn't let it go. Deep to Frampton, he'll fire from way deep. Perfect!
Boy.
About a 26-footer from Frampton. And that is a South Central Bank three-pointer. South Central Bank is home the official debit card of Western Kentucky University Athletics.
Luke's missed 12 of his last 14 shots over the last 2 games, so he needed that one to go down.
Our third lead change. WKU now leading the Bulldogs 11-10. Pass comes in the right corner to Williams. Lobs it back out to Lynott. Now on the left side to Cornwall. Down in the corner to Mann. Mann dribbles it to the wing. Out top, here's Williams penetrating, knocked away by Frampton, picks it up under the rim, one dribble, and lays it in.
Well, Frampton poked it away initially, but lost his balance. He was not there to gather up the loose ball, and Williams did, standing underneath the basket for an easy, uncontested shot.
Gardner Webb now in front by 1, 12-11. Rawls in half court. Jordan Rawls from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Lobs it right side to McKnight. He dribbles into the paint, cut off, 8-foot jumper in the lane, down.
McKnight plays so much under control. If you just saw him for the first time, you wouldn't realize he's a true freshman. But he's very strong, and he's given Toppers really some good minutes off the bench.
Hilltoppers up by 1, 13-12. Cornwall behind the screen, rimming in and out. Look good, didn't go from deep on the left wing. Here's Rawls. He takes the pass from Williams off the rebound to McKnight in the corner to Osalway. Fake the jumper. Steps to his left. 3 in the air. No good. Hilltoppers, other than Frampton, have not hit a single 3. Frampton has the only made 3. Here comes Cornwall, double team by Williams and McKnight on the perimeter. Dumps it baseline, stolen by Osalway. Up on the right sideline to McKnight. McKnight veering to the middle at the fountain. Hook pass low to Rawls from the right block. Had a shot spiked, but a foul on Gardner Webb.
Yeah, I think the foul came on Williams underneath. The shot block was clean, but I believe the contact was body underneath.
10 minutes, 52 seconds remaining opening half from Diddle Arena. The Tops are up 13-12 on Hilltopper Sports Network from Nearfield IMG College. Minutes, 52 seconds left to go in our first half here from Diddle Arena tonight. We've already had 5 lead changes in this opening 9.5 minutes. You know, these days it doesn't matter if you're big or small. Everyone needs to protect their information and process they work so hard to build. That one of the most experienced Cisco Systems partners in Kentucky. JBK Network Consulting, be your partner in this ever-changing technological world. You can email them at jbk.net, or a phone call would work as well, 270-796-8935. JBK Network Consulting, based in Bowling Green, they connect everything.
Topper struggling offensively again. Randy, 5 of 17 from the field, 1 of 7 from deep. Only attempted 3 free throws, made 2 of those, but doing a decent job on the boards. Down 1, 12-11 at this point. It's good to see Luke Frampton hit his first and only shot from deep, but we've got to be more intent on getting the ball inside when possible.
I think Luke's a big key to the season for Western Kentucky University.
No question.
He's the only pure three-point shooter that plays.
Well, he's the best three-point shooter in Davidson history. And, you know, he was brought in for that purpose. But coming into this game tonight, he's been 8 of 29 from shooting. And those numbers have to improve, and I think they will. He's got a good release point, very confident in his shot. He just has to see it go through the strings a few times.
He has 100 three-pointers as a freshman. Now he's a junior, but as a freshman at Davidson, he had 100 three-pointers. The only other player in Davidson history to ever make that many threes was Stephen Curry.
Who?
Rawls hits the free throw.
Oh, I've heard of him, Stephen Curry. Yeah.
Jordan Rawls doesn't get to the foul line often, just his 6th attempt this year. He's got a little sock change tonight as he's pulling his socks up like Michael Cooper back in the 80s, right under his kneecaps.
Yeah, Hal Schmidt back in the 70s.
15-12, WKU by 3. Williams has the ball down. Long blast, Bassey blocked the Reed shot from the left block. Here's McKnight, gives it back to Bassey, barrels in, lays it up and in. A block on one end by Bassey, and he runs a quarter on the other, and is rewarded from the dump pass from McKnight for a layup.
Well, Lynott at 6'2", 190 was no match for Charles Bassey. Charles just knocked him away like a pesky fly at a picnic and took that one in and put it home.
Anthony Selden open for a 3 on the right wing, drains it, and the Hilltop lead is at 2 at 17-15. Selden's brother was a terrific player at Kansas. His name is Wayne. Here's toward to the hole, and Salway had a shot. Block comes out of the right wing to Rawls. Out top, McKnight for a 3. In and out, look good, didn't go. Selden retrieving.
I don't mind that shot. He caught, he was wide open at the top of the key. He was able to step in the shot, square his shoulders. It just didn't go in.
Falco to the hole, puts it up, no good. Frampton fouled him. Falco will shoot 2. The Hilltoppers are 1 of 8 from three-point land, and for the year, 28% three-point shooting team. Falco from Maryland, played at a Division II school in Maryland, was the first team Division II All-American. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists last year, and he's deadly on the free throw.
You know, in baseball, if you're a fastball pitcher and that's all you've got, good hitters can dig in and time that, and you know they're going to hit a 98 or a 104 mile-an-hour fastball. You don't have to prepare for anything else. If the Hilltoppers continue to shoot threes first before establish the inside game, I think it just makes it that much harder to hit them. You've got to see the ball go through the hole, and you do that by getting the ball inside like we did early. Charles Bassey had 2 quick buckets. And then that loosens the defense up a little bit so that it gives you a little more time to consider that long shot.
McKnight bumped by Jordan Sears. Gardner Webb's played a lot of players at the outset, as has WKU. As he brings it across the timeline and up the left sideline. Sears fouled him. Sears, a 2-time Daytona, Florida Player of the Year. He's the first Daytona Player of the Year to sign a guard first 2-time Player of the Year at Daytona since Vince Carter.
Gardner
Just
Webb
retired this past year.
Gardner Webb's in a 2-3 zone this possession.
Massey, top of the key, tiptoe jumper. Oh, it would not stay down.
Heartbreak.
Wow, it was in and bounced out. Reed rebounding. Here's Falco front court. Massey helps out top. Over to Sears, back on the side to Williams, guarded by Rawls. Falco makes a catch in the left corner, down to Reed. Massey on him with a foul. Reed looking, squaring up. Back to his right, under the rim. Hook shot up over Massey, around the rim and off. Pulled down by Anderson. Punched away briefly by Reed. Anderson got it back, and Josh comes front court to McKnight, top of the key. McKnight fouling, pull-up jumper. Shot it extremely hard. Massey retrieving. Out top to McKnight, right side to Tavion, who's scoreless. He's averages 19 a game. Tavion cross court to DeRolls. Jumper in the air from 3. No good. Falco rebounding. Hilltoppers now 1 of 8 from three-point land. Here's Sears, dribbles all the way under on Anderson, puts it up and in with his back to the basket. He laid it up over the taller Anderson and scored.
Well, it's a tough shot, high degree of difficulty, but he got it to go down.
8:34 to go in the half. Gardner Webb up 2, 19-17. Falco guarding Rawls tightly, right side to Tavion in the paint. Cut off, hook pass left wing to Rawls, a good catch on a fastball. Back to Tavion, fake to 3. Over in the corner, here's Anderson, dribbles to the baseline, coming under, jump pass to the corner, McKnight, out top the Rolls, rolls down the boulevard, left-handed shot in lane, and he banked it in. He banked it in rather hard, that is.
He had the right angle. He had the right angle and stuck it in there. It's a Tavion move right there to get in the paint and shoot an off-balance shot.
19-19 tie. Williams left wing 3, a beauty for Gardner Webb. Demarion Williams has 5 points, and he is a player out of Phoenix who came in with not much of an outside game, but looked good on that one. From Phoenix, Arizona, but played at a prep school on the East Coast and won a national title. Gardner Webb by 3, 22-19. Hollingsworth on the right wing to the foul line, in the paint, to the left block, leaning, puts up the shot, and a foul. Hollingsworth will be rewarded with 2 free throws, and so far, Gardner Webb has shut him down. He has not scored a point, and he averages 19 a game. We'll take a break. Tops down 3, 22-19. This is the Hilltopper Sports Network.
Well, true to form.
We're back at Diddle Arena here, and how the Tops, as they have so often this year, shoot a lot of threes early in games and normally get away from it a little bit more, and they've not been a good three-point shooting team the entire season.
No, they're 1 of 9 so far in this one from deep. Gardner Webb, true to form, 3 of 5, 60% from 3. So that's helped Gardner Webb out to the lead right now.
Demarion Williams committed a foul just before the media break, and that will send Tavion Hollingsworth to the charity stripe for Western Kentucky University. Our radio TV simulcast this evening is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Proud to be the exclusive banking cornerstone partner of Western Kentucky University Athletics. Hollingsworth's first point, as he hits the free throw. He's a 72% free throw shooter. He now has 5 free throws made away from Courtney Lee. That would make him 8th all-time in free throws made in a Hilltopper career. He sights, he shoots, and it rims in and out. He's only 8 for his last 14.
Yeah, he's struggled the last couple games.
He's a career 80% free throw shooter. Cooper back in for the Hilltoppers at guard. Sears over on the right side for a 3 by Terry, and it's long and off the rim and pulled down by Anderson. Here's Josh leading the break for WKU, but Gardner Webb gets back, so he blows to the right block from the right side, switches hands in midair, puts it up from the right block with left hand, and kisses it off the window and in.
Well, from that angle, it was impossible to shoot that ball with the right hand. So he switched it over to his offhand, outside the lane on the right side, and kissed it off the right angle. 2 for Western.
Right wing 3 by Selden's a beauty. He's hit 2 in a row from over there. And another 3-pointer made by Gardner Webb. 25-22, Bulldogs by 3. 6:50 left in the first half. Here is Hollingsworth over on the left wing to Anderson. Down in the left corner to Cooper. Bassey comes out and sets the pick. He runs his man in the pick. Then Bassey cuts low, throws down to Bassey. Went up the dunk, knocked to the floor. Must have hit all ball, no foul. Gardner Webb running. Sears against Tavion. Gets it over to Falco, and Falco lays it in. Jacob Falco has 6, 27-22. The Hilltopper big man a couple times tonight have had trouble scoring when they're on the block. Good defense inside by Gardner Webb. Cooper hounded by Sears on the perimeter, out top to Anderson, right wing to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth to the top of the key, now retreating, bouncing it low to Bassett. Great delivery. Bassett is up for a shot, and he's hit on the forearm and fouled by Sheldon.
but they're determined not to let Charles get any more easy ones inside, and whoever's in that position, Sheldon was considerably smaller than Charles Bassey at 6'6", but he sure gave it a whack, that's for sure. Didn't let Charles get the shot away, so he's going to have to earn him at the stripe.
First foul on Selden. Bassey has missed his only free throw try tonight. He scored 6 points. That's good. He's had 24 double-doubles in 49 college games. His next double-double, tied with James Johnson on the Hilltopper list with 25 for a career. And with every made free throw, Houghton's Industries is donating $10 to the Houghton's Charity Champions program this season. Bassey's second shot is perfect, and Bassey has 8 points. Gardner Webb by 3, 27-24. Here's Jordan Sears, left side dribble against Cooper. He's on the wing, and Cooper holds him off the dribble. Foul on the senior guard Cooper. 6 minutes to go in this first half, and the Bulldogs have the ball out of bounds on the left wing.
4th team foul on WKU.
Dufiol will replace Reed. One post player replacing another. Sears has the inbounds pass. He's a quick guard, 5'11", 175-pounder. Left wing to Cornwall to the foul line. Back to Sears. Cooper's on him. Shot clock at 10. Sears left side, and the ball's punched away by Frampton. They set a screen, and Terry is behind that screen, preparing to take the ball and shoot it, but it was knocked away by Frampton, and there are 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Sears will make the inbounds pass in front of us. Looking, bouncing it out front to Selden, back to Sears, top of the key. Now back to Selden, dribbles it into the lane, all the way to the right block. Puts it up, Bassey got a hand on it, put back shot, no good. Bassey rebounds. Out to Frampton, now in the middle to Cooper. Cooper right side, Frampton, open 25-footer. Swish!
Yes, sir.
2 threes tonight by Frampton, and the Hilltoppers have tied the game at 27. The second South Central Bank three-pointer. South Central Bank is home to the official debit card of WKU Athletics.
There's a steal by Tavion.
Tavion picks it off. The pass intended for Cornwall. He sails in and dunks.
Tavion first bucket of the afternoon. He's only had one other shot attempt. He's very limited in his offensive output here tonight.
At the 5-minute mark, the Hilltoppers have reeled off 7 in a row, and Sears comes front court. He's hounded by Cooper, and he loses the ball over by Rick Stansberry's sneakers as he's standing and directing the Hilltopper attack out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on Sears. 4:57 to go, and Cooper walks it front court. WKU by 2 over Gardner Webb. A couple of years ago, Gardner Webb made the NCAA tournament and led Virginia, #1 seed at halftime. That's the year Virginia won it all. Hollingsworth topping jumper off the dribble. Missed everything to the floor. He says he was hit. No call. Ball goes out of bounds.
I thought either the ball was hit or he was hit, but the officials don't agree with me.
It was wide to the left.
Tavion just doesn't shoot air balls unless there's a reason for that.
Here comes Sears, bouncing it to Cornwall. Long distance left side against Hollingsworth. Hook pass to Sears. 3 over Cooper. Yes. And Gardner Webb hits another 3, and Gardner Webb leads it by 1 at 30-29.
Stop me if you've heard this before, but Gardner Webb's 5 of 8 from deep.
Here's Hollingsworth. Hands it off to Cooper between the rings. Cooper, alley-oops to Bassey. Caught it, dunked it! Holy moly, what a pass!
There's a State Farm assist for you, sponsored by State Farm agents of Bowling Green, Ginger Cleary, DC Clement, Kurt Gammons, and David Graves. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Terry hits a 3.
Stop me if you've heard this.
For the year, the Hilltoppers are being outscored on three-point shooting by an average of 15 points a game. And they're down 33-31, 3:45 left first half. Cooper, top of the key. Right at the key with the dribble. On the corner to Williams. Williams brings it back out with the dribble. He's now between the circles of the dribble. Sends it deep and left to Frampton. Cornwall guarding him. Frampton looking to throw it low to Williams. He was not looking for the pass. He would have been open, but he had his back to the passer, Frampton, and he lobs it out of bounds, and it's a turnover, and it will be Bulldog basketball when we return. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left, opening half from Diddle Arena. Gardner Webb leading it 33-31 on the Hilltopper Sports Network. Gardner Webb's three-point shooting has given them a 2-point lead, 33-31, 3:28 left to go in the first half. Gardner Webb 6 of 9 on their three-point shots, while the Hilltoppers are only 2 for 10. They've been outscored by 12 points on threes here in the first half. This TV radio simulcast has been brought to you by Village Manor, Bowling Green's only continuing care retirement community.
Toppers guilty of 5 turnovers and have only forced 2 for Gardner Webb. I'm sorry, flip that. My screen changed, but it's just the opposite. Gardner Webb 5 turnovers and WK with 2. The last one was by Luke Frampton when he was passing to Carson Williams down low, and just Carson wasn't ready for the pass.
Here comes Cornwall against Cooper's defense. Hands it off to Mann. Now to Williams. Is back in the game with 2 fouls. Left side to Terry. Back to Mann between the circles. Back on the wing. Terry open 3 over Tavion. Yes. They continue to get open on the perimeter. Terry has hit 3 threes. He is 3 of 4. And Gardner Webb now leads at 36-31. 3 minutes to go first half. 7 of 10 shooting for Gardner Webb from 3. Frampton forcing one. Holy moly! He answered back and hit one over Williams. Well, Frampton has his shot back, Hal. It's 36-34, tops to within 2. 3 threes by Frampton. He's 3 for 3. Everyone else is 0 for 8 for the Tops. Bounce it down low against Bassey. Shot up inside. Good. It was a good penetration. They dumped it off the man, and he was able to shield Bassey from the ball and lay it in. And Gardner Webb is up by 4, 38-34. Hollingsworth deep on the right wing in half court. Williams supposed to get inside against Mann. Foul is on Mann. Team foul 8, so Williams will shoot a 1-and-1. Jermaine Mann, freshman from New York. First team All-State player in Georgia, grew up in New York. Carson Williams at the free throw line has not scored. In his 2 games last week, he took 5 shots. That's in 2 games.
Yeah,
and made 2.
He's certainly been limited offensively. For those of you that don't know, Rick Stansbury really kind of takes pride in the work at the free throw line for the Hilltoppers, and they always try to make more than the opponent's attempt. And that's certainly the case here this afternoon. But in 2 cases, the 2 losses that the Hilltoppers had, it was not the case.
Well, after the missed free throw in the front end of the 1-on-1 by Williams, Gardner Webb comes down and they find Reed, who peels to the goal, makes the catch and dunks it. And the Bulldogs are up 40-34 with 2 minutes to go. McKnight, right corner Hollingsworth. Terry on him, man on man. Top of the key to Bassey. Behind him now to Frampton. Frampton over in the corner. Tavion jumping from 16. 2.
Nice work there. Frampton came over the screen at the top, didn't have a clear shot, fired it to Tavion, who on the baseline did have a clear shot from about 15. Gets the Toppers back to within 4.
During his days on the hill, Hollingsworth has been a mid-range master. A little miscommunication for Gardner Webb, but Williams saved the day by catching the errant pass on the sideline. Cornwall now left wing shot. No good. Bassey clears. Outlet pass comes to Hollingsworth on the right sideline. He's now in front court. Cornwall picks him up man-to-man. Tavion goes by him to the right block. 10-footer from the baseline. Down. Back-to-back buckets by Hollingsworth.
Tavion going to work a little bit. He certainly seems like his performance in the second half is better than the first in these first few games. He's heating up here going into the final seconds of this first half.
57 seconds left in the half. Williams deep on the wing. Out top now to Cornwall. He'll launch it from deep. Swish. Another made 3. And Gardner Webb is winning 43-38. McKnight will walk at front court. 42 seconds on the game clock. 29 on the shot clock. And Rick Stansbury will ask for a timeout. Hilltopper basketball brought to you by Med Center Health on the radio version of our simulcast. They'll bring you a post-game show tonight. They're the official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of WKU Athletics. Hal Schmidt, the Hilltoppers must find a way to shore up their perimeter defense. They've allowed 70% shooting on threes tonight, 43% shooting by their opponents this season.
Well, Gardner Webb, if they're not hitting it from 3, they're hitting it in the paint. Points in the paint are dead even at 16 each. Gardner Webb for the game shooting nearly 52%. So the Toppers aren't really doing much to upset their flow of the offense. And Gardner Webb looks like the more seasoned team than the Hilltoppers do at this point. They've taken the fight to the Hilltoppers and hit them right square in the jaw with it.
This is Gardner Webb's first game of the season And this is game 6 for Western Kentucky University. Williams' inbounds pass comes to McKnight.
Gardner Webb has 11 assists, Randy, in the first half now. And they're doing pretty much what they want to do, and WKU's just not able to do anything to take them out of their flow.
Massey hands it off on the right wing to McKnight to the foul line in the paint. Left wing pass to Williams. He barrels in, comes up strong and Reed blocked his shot. Pulled down by Terry. Terry against Tavion. Strong to the hole, no good, but Tavion fouled him.
To the line for Gardner Webb's 5th and 6th free throw attempts.
Second foul on the Hilltopper guard, Hollingsworth. Terry has hit 3 threes and has scored 9 points.
18 seconds left. They'll put Rawls in for Tavion, keep him from picking up a third.
Terry missing the free throw. Lance decked out in lime green tennis shoes tonight. Hollingsworth leaving. Rawls will enter. Rawls has 4 points. Cornwall will leave for Gardner Webb. Williams exiting as well. Falco back in, as well as Lynott. So new backcourt. 2 new guards for Gardner Webb. 18 seconds left in the half. And that free throw rims in and out. And Bassey with a rebound. 14 seconds are left. Here comes McKnight down the left sideline. He's in front of the Gardner Webb bench. Now veers to the top of the key. The right wing to Rawls. Low to Bassey. Great seal, caught, and dunked it.
Yeah, that work
3 seconds left.
That work was done long before the pass ever came in for Charles.
Falco missing a runner from the free throw line. And the first half is over. Bassey's play keeping the Hilltoppers in it. They go in at halftime against this Gardner Webb club down 43-40.
Well, they got to go in at halftime and figure out a way to get some perimeter defense going, because Gardner Webb has lit them up. 8 of 12 from deep, 67%. They go to the locker room with a 3-point lead.
Tops down 3, 43-40, and the Hilltoppers.
Welcome back to historic Diddle Arena in Bowling Green, Kentucky, on the campus of Western Kentucky University. This building, Diddle Arena, named after Edgar A. Diddle, who coached here for many years and has a strong history of basketball here in Bowling Green. This building was built in 1963, renovated several years ago, and it is what you see on TV today. It's a very intimate place, of course, with the lower attendance levels now at 15% of the capacity around 7,200. They're letting about 800 folks in here, and they're scattered around. Just not a lot of energy any place this season, thanks to COVID. This first half, Hilltoppers versus the Bulldogs of Gardner Webb. Gardner Webb leads at 43-40. They've just been lights out from 3. They've hit 8 of 12 offerings from deep, and that's really the difference in this basketball game. First half featured 4 ties and 10 lead changes. The Toppers were able to get Charles Bassey in the paint involved early. He did quite a good job taking the ball in strongly, but Gardner Webb is certainly up to the task in the paint and giving Charles and Carson Williams a little bit of trouble. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening and watching Hilltopper basketball from Learfield IMG College. 43-40. Sorry, I had my mic out of the way there. Back at Diddle Arena, Hilltoppers trailing Gardner Webb Bulldogs 43-40. This is Gardner Webb's first game of the season. They've had 6 games postponed and 1 canceled completely. So this is Gardner Webb's first showing with 9 newcomers this year and only 3 returning players. It was kind of hard to know from a scouting standpoint for WKU to figure out what Gardner Webb was going to bring, but we quickly found out. They bring 51% shooting into this game, 67% from deep, 8 of 12. Toppers are going to have to figure out how to play some defense on the perimeter. 43% they've been allowing on the season from long range. This game, again, Gardner Webb shooting at 67%. G. Webb also 11 assists in this one to the Hilltoppers 8. Free throw shooting, Gardner Webb's hitting 50, Toppers at 70%, which is a little below their season average. The first half again featured 4 ties and 10 lead changes, and Hilltoppers made 5 of their last 6 shots of the half. Gardner Webb made 6 of their last 7 shots of the half. The last one was a runner at the buzzer, but it fell off just to the left. So Gardner Webb, again, very much up to the task, coming in here to WKU and taking it to them right now. Gardner Webb put 9 guys in the scoring column, led by Terry at the guard position. He was 3 of 4 from deep. He finished the half with 9 points. Falco added 6. Mann added 4. Reed and Cornwall added 3 each. Now Cornwall is the highly touted 3-point shooter, who is and that you see him there on a shot. But he is the 3rd best 3-point shooter in all of college basketball, returning from last year. He averaged 44%. He's a career 43% 3-point shooter. He's off here a little bit tonight, not scoring, but 1 deep. He's 1 of 4 from long range. Sears and Williams for Gardner Webb added 5 apiece, and Selden added 6. Dufiel added 2. For the Hilltoppers, they were led in scoring by junior Charles Bassey. He finished with 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Kevin Asaway kicked in 10. Luke Frampton hit all 3 of his 3-point shots after really struggling from distance on the season. Jordan Rawls added 2, McKnight 4, and Hollingsworth 7. We'll be back with more after this break. You're watching Hilltopper basketball from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back to Diddle Arena. The Hilltoppers hosting have a little work to do to get to pull this one out. They currently trail Gardner Webb in here at 43-40. Again, Gardner Webb made 6 of their 7 final shots of the half. WKU made 5 of their last 6 shots of the half. So this is a game that was back and forth. 4 ties and 10 lead changes were featured in this one.
And Hal with you with our radio TV simulcast of the second half. Gardner Webb's biggest first half lead was at 40-34. The Hilltoppers had a 5-point edge at 17-12. And Tim Kraft, the head coach at Gardner Webb, must like the way his team played in the first half. Our first 20 minutes featured 10 lead changes and 4 ties.
Well, Gardner Webb had 2 players transfer out. One was an all-conference guard who's averaging 11.5, shooting 50% at Xavier, and their leading scorer from last year went to Marquette.
Reed just got open after Cornwall dribbled from left to right at the key area and dumped it down and Reed for a dunk. He's been open now late in the first half and early in the second half for uncontested dunks, and Gardner Webb's up by 45-40. Bassey lobs it low to Williams on the right block. As he goes up for a shot, he's held and fouled prior to the shot. So that's one bigger man passing to another big man.
Well, I love high-low action, but Charles was a good 3 feet beyond the arc at the top, and it's, you stretch that pass out that much further, it's harder to make the connection. But it was a good pass down low, but they collapsed on Carson quickly.
Hollingsworth lobs it to Bassey in the paint, up from 6 with the left hand. No good. Terry rebounding, Bassey chasing it down, and goes out of bounds off of Terry. Terrific hustle from Bassey.
How about that? Cornwell saying that he was pushed, but Charles Bassey stayed in there and poked it away from Terry, and it dribbled out of bounds off Terry's shin.
Bassey 5 of 9 shooting. Here is Cooper. Throws it deep to Hollingsworth. Tavion got hot late in the first half. Dribbles to the right block, dumps it down and low, and he's fouled. Is it a shot or a pass? We'll see.
I think it's going to be a shot. Yeah, they're giving him 2 shots.
Whacked him on the head. He's also holding his rib cage.
But Gardner Webb blocked 5 shots in that first half. WKU only 1. WKU's averaging 5 blocks per game right now. Charles Bassey, the leading shot blocker in the country, only limited to 1 block in that first half.
I didn't catch who that foul was on, but hey, Hollingsworth to the free throw line. This new scoreboard.
It's on Terry.
Okay, that's 3 now on Terry. So Terry with 3 fouls. Here is Tavion with 2. Eyes it, flies it, makes it. Hollingsworth now has 8 points. When he plays his 20th minute tonight, that'll be soon to happen, he will move to 4th all-time in minutes played in Hilltopper history, passing Justin Johnson. Tavion's second try is down, and with each made Hilltopper free throw this year, Hobson's Industries is donating $10 to the Hobson Charity Champions Program.
So Justin was a good one at WKU. Iron Man, he's playing professionally over in Italy right now.
45-42, and in the corner for 3 is Falco, and he blisters it deep in the corner as they break the press, and Falco's open in the corner, and right now Gardner Webb is 9 of 13 on threes. 48-42, Bulldogs by 6. Tavion faking left, coming right out top to Williams. He fakes the 3, dribbles to the foul line, back in the corner to Hollingsworth, dribbles to the right block, knocked away, got it back, out top to Cooper. Juggled the ball a little bit, drives in, left corner, Anderson looking for his first made 3 of the year, and he hits it. He was 0 for 6 prior to that shot, and Anderson drops it in. 3-pointer from Josh, the lead now down to 3 at 48-45. Cornwall up the right side to the right block on Cooper. Cooper blocked his shot but fouled him. Cooper's second foul, and Jaheim Cornwall will shoot 2.
Cornwell was falling down. Cooper had a great angle on that. You see, there was some body action there, but a great block up above. But Antonio Petty, a seasoned official, wasn't looking just above where typically the fans look. He's looking for the action down below as well.
6-foot senior Cornwall shooting 2, and the Brooklyn native hits it. That is his 4th point. He only made 1 of 6 first half shots. Gardner Webb leading 49-45 over WKU with 18:24 to play in the second half. And Cornwell flips it up and it's in. 49, make it now 50-45. Gardner Webb by 5. Cooper in backcourt. A little press now by Gardner Webb. Anderson back to Cooper in the middle. Back and left to Anderson. The press is broken. Gardner Webb's in a 2-3. Cooper to Anderson, left to the key. Out top to Kenny, foul line, Bassey open, fake the jump shot. Dribbles in closer, spins to his right. Shot was blocked, and it's grabbed out of the air, and then the center who blocked the shot, Reed, grabbed it and fell down. That'll be a traveling violation.
I tell you what, Reed's a fine player. He's been pretty tough inside. He's not backing down from Charles Bassey at all.
He is a difference maker for sure, the highest ranked recruit in Gardner Webb history since they had this current recruiting rating system in 2001. Tavion right side jumper from 14, missed it short. Reed with a rebound and a whistle. He stepped on the baseline after grabbing the ball on the rebound. So the Hilltoppers will get a 3rd crack at it. Reed has a 7'6" wingspan, and he's 6'9". And when he's in there with Dufiol, he's 6'8". They got some size and some shot blocking. Dufiol's a great shot blocker. Williams takes the inbounds pass deep to the right, hands it off to Anderson. He attacks the block, down and low pass, batted away, retrieved by Williams. Right side to Cooper in the corner for fall away, and it is no good. And saved there by Dufiol.
Well, they had lots of cracks at that time, just couldn't get the ball to go through the hoop.
Cornwall around Cooper, lays it up on the run, and it's off the rim. Pulled down by Bassey. 7th board for Bassey. Outlet pass comes to Cooper at half court. Right side to Williams on the right block. Spins in the middle. He's double teamed and fouled.
But they have really shut Carson Williams down. They are very aggressive protecting the rim as a team.
Yeah. That is on DeMarion Williams, and the 6'5" freshman has 3 fouls.
As a team, they have 6 blocks. 3 players have 2. That's Reed, Dufiol, and Selden.
Sears comes in, lightning quick guard. Reed will leave. Mann is in, and Williams is out. Cooper throws it to Williams, right at the key. Carson back on the right wing to Cooper. Cooper dribbles to the baseline instead of the rim, puts up the shot, is off the iron, no good. Bassey tips no, off of Bassey and out of bounds to Gardner Webb.
Well, Bassey and Williams had it on the baseline, fighting for the ball. Neither one of them able to come up with it, so it goes back to Gardner Webb with a 5-point lead.
Here come the Bulldogs, leading 50-45, 17-19 to play in the second half. Cornwall, long range left side. Bassey comes out and helps off the dribble, deep to Sears. Down and low now. Dufiol into the lane on Bassey, jump hook shot. Charles swatted right back in his face. Falco picks it up, throws it to Cornwall for a 3, and he misses a wide open 3. He's ice cold tonight. Bassey retrieving with another rebound. Down the right sideline in half court to Hollingsworth. Is it Tavion time? Deep to Bassey. Bassey back around to Hollingsworth. Gets a pick from Bassey. Comes to the foul line in the lane. Leaner. In and out. Look good. Didn't go. Bassey had 2 hands on the ball, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs with 16:44 to go in the second half.
And Bassey had 2 hands, at least the fingertips on it. Couldn't control it. Gardner Webb punched it out of bounds. So the Tops again going to get another opportunity with 20 seconds on the clock.
That's one of Hollingsworth's pet moves, that runner in the lane. Rarely misses that one. Now Tavion takes a pass on the left wing. Dribbles to the foul line, deep to Josh. Anderson for another three. Swish!
Yes, sir.
Holy moly! Anderson with 2 threes in the second half after not hitting any in the first 5 games of the year. Gardner Webb's lead at 2, and Josh just stole the ball from Sears, flying down the right side against Falco, goes up and Falco, and scores on Falco!
Boy, that's when the Tops are at their best. When they can get out in transition, that's their 8th point in fast break. But when they can make a steal and get out in transition quickly, that's when they do it the best, and there's none better than Josh Anderson.
50-50 tie, 16:05 to play in the second half. Here's Sears in a foul as Mann handed the ball off. Got a little forearm up in the face of Cooper, and it's a foul on Mann. That'll be Jermaine Mann's second foul. I don't know about that. I saw the replay. I don't believe that should have been a foul. Cooper sort of ran into him. Here's Cooper over on the right side to Hollingsworth. Tavion gets a pick from Carson out top the basket. Lob below to Carson. A great catch. He's on the right block. He's under the rim. He's muscling up. He puts it up, and it's blocked again and out of bounds.
It's the 7th block. Carson just not explosive enough to fight through these outstretched hands of Gardner Webb players.
We have a media break. 50-50 the score. 15:48 to play in the second half. And this is the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. Randy and Hal back with you here at Diddle Arena on our radio TV simulcast and a 50-50 tie. Hal?
Our Points in the Paint feature is brought to you by Ace Hardware. Right now, the Toppers with a 2-point edge, points in the paint, 20-18. Ace now has Benjamin Moore Paint. Get your next project started with inspiration and expert advice. Visit any of our 3 Bowling Green Ace Marketplace locations and choose your color today.
Back in the late 60s, Artis Gilmore, the future NBA Hall of Famer and College Hall of Famer, went to Gardner Webb, back when Gardner Webb was a junior college. It was in the late 60s, and he moved on to Jacksonville University. And Jim McDaniels, the greatest Hilltopper of them all, and Artis Gilmore, Jacksonville, hooked up in 3 monumental battles in 70 and 71. Pass goes inside to Carson Williams, is knocked away. And the possession here will go to WKU. They played 3 times, Hal. Jim McDaniels for WKU and Artis Gilmore of Jacksonville. The first game, Jim had 29 points. Artis had 30 points and 19 rebounds. The second time, Jim had 46 points and 11 rebounds. Gilmore had 29 points and 18 boards. And then in the tournament game in 1971, they held Artis to 12 points, but he had 22 rebounds and 11 blocked shots in that game. Williams from the right block. When the run puts it up, it went in, but a charge foul on Carson Williams and wiped the bucket away. Man alive, they put the clamps down on Williams tonight.
Yeah, they really have. Again, they're aggressive in there, and Carson's just not physical enough to be able to battle through all the hands. I would love to have seen those match up between McDaniel and Gilmore.
In WKU history, that's the greatest player-to-player rivalry ever, and those 3 matchups between Gilmore and Jim McDaniels. Falco bouncing it out top to Cornwall. Here's Sears, hard to the hole on Cooper, put it up, no good. Rebounded by Bassie again. Half-court outlet pass comes to Hollingworth on the right side. Tavion, between the legs dribble, gets to the foul line, lobs it to Bassie. Caught it and dunked it! Tremendous feed.
Well, that was, and that's another State Farm assist sponsored by the State Farm agents of Bowling Green, Jonathan McDaniel, Tony Rhodes, J.R. Wade, and Kyle Woosley. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
52-50, WKU now back in front. Long 3, Selden missing it. Pulled down by Kenny Cooper.
With their frigid now 9 of 15 from deep.
Cooper around to the right to Tavion. It's a pick from Williams. Goes to the foul line for a fall-away leader. The prayer not answered. Foul on Gardner Webb as Williams had inside position and tried to tip it up and in. 14:41 to go, and the Bulldogs now have 5 second-half team fouls.
Foul.
Selden.
Okay.
Shoving Williams, who had inside position. Cooper will make the inbounds pass from under the Hilltopper basket. Holds it and looks and goes in the right corner to Hollingsworth. Tavion goes out high to Williams, or Anderson rather. Josh into the paint to the right, block, scoop, no good. Bassie tipped in with the left hand.
But Charles was not at the front. He was off to the right side of the rim, but able to reach back with that long, lanky left arm and just push it through.
Now WKU leads it by 4. They were down by 3 at halftime. Cornwall out to center, Reed hands it off to the guard, Sears. Head high dribble, deep to Falco, faking right, coming up from Frampton to the hole. Puts it up, it's good, he's fouled it, counts as Frampton fouled it. Now it's 54-52, foul on Frampton. And Falco has 11 points.
Falco's showing Luke Frampton his bicep right there.
Like Frampton accidentally hit him in the face while trying to punch the ball away after Falco had made the basket.
Yeah. There's a little chatter going on between Falco and Frampton.
Falco has 11 points. He's the heralded Division II All-American transfer. Now he has 12 as he hits the three-point play. And the Hilltopper lead is now at 1, 54-53. Davion McKnight in at point for WKU. Low to Bassey, turning and dunking. Bassey posted Reed up with the left block.
Boy, that is such good work by Charles, getting Reed on his hip and sealing him off, and presenting a nice target for the entry pass and finishing it with force when he got the opportunity.
Here is Sears. Frampton's got to be better than that defensively.
Oh, no doubt.
He went right by Frampton, went right to the rim and laid it in. 56-55, Hilltopper lead down to 1. McKnight to the top of the key against Sears to the left block. He'll lay it up in traffic, no good. Bassey again, caught it and dunked it. 20 for Bassey.
Charles is having a dunk fest here the last couple possessions.
Bassey now 8 for 13 shooting. Timeout, Bulldogs. 13 minutes, 18 seconds left, second half. Western Kentucky University's lead is at 3, 58-55, and we'll take a break. This is the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. The Hilltoppers, the Tops won 2 of those 3 games. Back at Diddle Arena now, 58-55 the score, and it's time for a Franklin Bank and Trust Hilltopper Student Athlete Spotlight, and it'll be on Ashley Leonard tonight. She led the Lady Toppers in goals scored in 2019 and was named to the Conference USA All-Academic Second Team and earned COSIDA Academic All-District Honors. She was also given the Conference USA Fall Spirit of Service Award in 2019, and her 8 goals last season were tied for the 9th most in a season in Lady Topper soccer history. Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its very best since 1958. Alco to the right block on Rawls. Hilltoppers up by 3. Here's Reed, the center, to top of the key against Bassey, who has scored 20 points and pulled down 10 rebounds. Sears jump pass left side to Selton, makes a catch. 10 on the shot clock, drives by Josh to the right block. Put it up, Josh Mann tipped it from behind. 11th rebound for Bassey. Here's McKnight, left side to Anderson, flying to the baseline, dumps it in the corner. Rawls is open, pass up the shot, out top to Frampton. Sight shoots, down! Luke Frampton has hit 4 threes. Come on, let's do it again, Luke.
Yes, sir.
61-55.
Best thing that you can do is see that thing go through the hoop, and tonight Frampton has been really good, 4 of 4 from deep.
He had missed 20 of 25 threes coming into this game. Reaching foul to McKnight in front court as Western Kentucky University has its biggest lead of 6, 61-55.
But win, lose, or draw, WKU can sure, if they want to improve their game, they can take a page out of the playbook for Gardner Webb. And I love their toughness inside. Boy, they just aren't, if you get inside, if you beat your defender on the perimeter, you're not getting an easy layup.
No.
They challenge everything in there. It's not just the bigs either. They are quick to the ball.
Fouls on Jordan Rawls. Hilltoppers have 4 team fouls. Falco to the paint on Bassey, puts it up, around and off. He tips it, and it's retrieved by Bassey. Here's the outlet pass to McKnight. McKnight, speedy dribble, and he's bumped and grabbed out front by Reed. Kareem Reed, the center, picking up a foul.
Reed with the reach in there.
Carson Williams is in for WKU, and Bassey will leave with 20 points and 12 rebounds.
12 boards. He and Williams both have 3 offensive boards for the Hilltoppers. As a team, Toppers have 10 offensive boards.
Bassey averaging 11.2 a contest. That's 11th best in the country. Gardner Webb in a 2-3 zone. Baseline to Anderson. Goes around Reed. Reed fouled him. Josh hit a reverse layup, but after the foul was committed.
That's twice Reed has been a little lazy defensively away from the basket and reached in as the player was trying to go around him. So Reed's probably going to spend a little time on the pine right now.
Josh Anderson has exploded here in the second half for 8 points. He has 12 of the game. And he has been a pivotal reason why WKU has taken the lead the second half after trailing by 5, 45-40. Josh's free throw rolls in.
Well, Josh brings so much energy to the floor. You know, he can
he can play pretty invisibly sometimes if he's not playing with that energy, but the best part of his game is just transition and making things happen defensively. And Josh has been showing that here this evening, makes both those free throws.
63-55, Josh Anderson has 14. His high point game this year, 10. Gardner Webb works a weave in half court. Cornwall out high against McKnight. Goes to his right, to the right block, cut off by McKnight. Now on the wing to Selden. Selden out front, knocked away by Ross. A tree by Falco. Stolen by Anderson again. Here's Josh coming all the way to the hoop, and he rams it in with a dunk.
That was queued up pretty well. That's what Josh does. He makes it happen defensively and then turns it into something spectacular on the other end.
With 11:42 to go, Josh Anderson with that incredible first 9 minutes of the second half. And the Hilltoppers are up by 10, 65-55. We'll take a break. This is Randy and Hal back with you tonight from Diddle Arena on our simulcast, radio TV simulcast, as we look at some of the greats and the Raptors here at WKU. Courtney Lee was there, Chris Marcus, as we see Josh Anderson finishing it with a dunk with the right hand off a steal.
Brings energy. I'll tell you what, that nothing jacks up a team more than that type of energy. Your 2020-21 Hilltopper men's basketball season presented by Planet Fitness, Bowling Green's original judgment-free zone.
Hilltoppers now have 8 points off Gardner Webb turnovers. Cornwall's been shut down tonight. That was one of the 2 keys for the Hilltoppers, according to Rick, to win this game. And so far, he has only scored 5 points. He has the ball against McKnight out front near the red towel. WKU now by 10. 9.5 minutes gone by in half number 2. Cornwall inside, up over Anderson. He fouled him as he went up for the shot. And Cornwall will shoot 2.
Toppers with a season-low 3 turnovers to this point in the game, Randy, to go along with 14 assists. Those are numbers that a coach could be pretty pleased with.
Winning numbers. In the first half, Gardner Webb is 8 of 12 shooting threes. They hit their first 3 in the second half. They haven't hit one since, and Cornwall's free throw is long.
Something we did or something they did?
I don't know.
They've had a couple good looks this half, just haven't knocked them down.
Cornwall hits that one.
The three-pointer is a fickle lady. Can go at a moment's notice.
McKnight in backcourt against Falco. Right-handed dribble toward the top of the key. Sends it left side to Anderson, attacking the rim, floating, shooting, missing. And it's pulled down by Dufiol. Dufiol now to Falco. Falco runs right into Ross, puts up a shot in traffic, and put it in. What a muscular move by Falco.
Yeah, he's a tough little player.
Sure is. 6'2", 180. Hilltoppers lead down to 7, 65-58. Josh Anderson fielding his oats with that last circus shot. We don't normally see Anderson with that kind of shot. Anderson now top to Williams. Hands it off to McKnight. McKnight to the foul line to the left block. He's left-handed. His shot was blocked by Dufiol. And here comes Gardner Webb running. Left corner open. Falco faked the 3, drives in hard on McKnight and scores. And Falco scored 2 in a row.
Yeah, 16 for him.
He is a Division II All-American, and you can see why, Al. He shot 62% from the field last year, and he finishes well at the rim against taller players. We're also a foul line. Floater with one hand, missed it. Williams missed the putback shot. Terry rebounding. Here's Terry front court left side. In the corner, Selden had an open 3, didn't shoot it out top to Cornwall. He'll fire a 3, and Gardner Webb's back in it. Gardner Webb has scored 8 in a row, and the Hilltopper lead is down to 2, 65-63. Cornwall's second made 3. And now Rick Stansberry will take a timeout. So just when it appears as if the Hilltoppers have all the momentum in the world, Charles Bassey is out just for a minute or 2 to rest, and he'll be coming back in.
Yep.
Because that lead is down to 2 with 9:43 to go.
How quickly things can change.
65-63, Falco with 2 drives. Are we in a timeout? We are. We'll take a break here on the radio. We'll keep it on TV. This is the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Back on television, Charles Bassey will come back in and hear tonight how the Hilltoppers, as they usually are, but maybe even more so tonight, have been a far better team when Charles has been in the game than out.
Well, yeah, he's the really the only rim protector that we have, and Falco's gone crazy the last couple buckets, driven in there and been able to score in the paint. They're on a little 8-0 run over the last minute 34, and Tops have missed their last 4 shots. So just like that, you can see a 10-point lead evaporate to 2 right now. Tops need to get a little something going, including getting the ball going through the hoop.
Hal Smith, let's take a look at our Leachman keys to a Hilltopper win here tonight. Leachman Buick GMC, Kentucky's #1 GMC dealer and the official dealer of Hilltopper basketball. The 2 keys were, first of all, defending Jaheim Cornwall, and the second one was, see if they couldn't get Williams and Bassey both effective offensively in the same game.
Well, Cornwall hasn't been a huge factor yet. There's still 9.5 minutes to go in this one. He's only 2 of 5 from deep, 2 of 8, 9 points. But this kid can reel them off quickly, so the Tops cannot relax on him. Now, as far as Charles and Carson playing better together, Charles playing lights out. Charles is just not playing well at all. I mean, Carson not playing well at all. He is one of the 2, let's see, where'd he go? Oh, yeah. He and Cooper starters, both with 0 points in this one.
The Toppers have the ball, pull it past to Frampton, lobs it up to Bassey, who somehow caught it, tipped it in, and put it up over the right-handed end.
Well, it was a great pass up there, great idea anyway. Frampton got the pass a little high. Charles was able to get it and sort of juggle it to well enough to control it and stick it in. It got a good bounce.
Bassey with the acrobatic tip in. WKU by 4, 67-63. Reed fires it up inside, twisting and turning, and banked it in up and over Charles Bassey.
See, that's an interior pass like that Western makes, and Gardner Webb is on him like a frog on a June boat. And we just don't have that same level of intensity in the paint protecting the glass.
McKnight left wing, Tavion for a 3. He shot it short. It was an air ball. Here's the outlet pass picked off by McKnight. McKnight back to Tavion. Eyes up a 3, will not shoot it this time. In the corner to McKnight. He'll launch the 3, and it's long. Bassey tips it out of there. It'll be Gardner Webb basketball. Hollingsworth missing a 3. He's 0 for 2 from there. McKnight was open. He wasn't close on the 3. He's 0 for 2. Hilltoppers are 6 of 16, 2 of 12 as a team when Frampton doesn't take a 3.
Yeah, just because it's open doesn't mean it's a good shot. And boy, nothing will kill a little run like a bunch of missed shots back to back.
Here's a drive inside. Pass now comes on the baseline to Reed, backing in on Bassey. Reed trying to get a shot up, spins to his left. He's a left-handed player. Bassey blocked this hook shot. Reed gets it again, fires it up, falling away with the right hand, and he banked it in on the other side.
He's a nice player.
Wow.
Didn't let the block shot get to him, got it, tracked it down, went up with the right hand on the right side, knocked it down.
Reed has 9. Now the game's tied at 67. Rolls to the top of the key. 7:57 to go. McKnight in the corner. Low to Bassey. Caught it and dunked it. That's once again he posted up. Reed spun right around him.
Reed made a gamble and lost that gamble. Bassey was able to catch, and once he corralled the pass, he went up really unharassed.
Bassey has 24. Cornwall, we're right baseline. Out to the left wing. DeFalco, guarded by Tavion. Drives to his right in the paint. Hook shot. Down. He has been unguardable off the dribble. It's 69-69. What a tremendous transfer for Gardner Webb.
7 of 11 from the field is Falco. 3 of 3 at the free throw line. 1 of 2 deep.
Here's Ross to the top of the key. Right of the lane, all the way to the hoop. Throws it back down the wing to Tavion. He's inside. He missed the shot. And it's picked up by Gardner Webb. And here comes Cornwall to the top of the key. Deep to Terry. Launching a go-ahead 3. Perfect. Gardner Webb has rallied from 10 down to take a lead of 3 with 7 minutes to go.
That's a 13-point turnaround for those of you that are mathematically challenged, and they've hit their last 3 shots.
5.5 minutes ago, WKU led by 10. Now they trail it by 3, 72-69. Rawls to Frampton, right side to cut off the 3. Low to Bassey, catches it up inside, around it out, no good. Man rebounds. Now in the hands of Cornwall. Cornwall behind the back dribble. Gets a pick from Reed. Dribbles it to his right. He's in the lane on Tavion. Turnaround, 14-foot fall away. Short. Hollingsworth rebounds. Gardner Webb gets back defensively. Bassey comes down the middle. They fire it to him. He did not travel. Good play by Charles. Then dumps it back to Tavion inside, and Reed blocked his shot. Now the pass comes in bounds, and it's out of bounds off of Gardner Webb. After the shot was blocked, it went out of bounds first of all. And it'll be WKU basketball when we return. We have a media timeout, 6:15 to play. Gardner Webb back up by 3, 72-69 on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back to Diddle Arena for our radio TV simulcast this evening with Western Kentucky University now trailing Gardner Webb 72-69.
Ace Hardware presents our Points in the Paint feature. The Hilltoppers with a slight edge on point paints, 34-32. Ace Hardware offers free delivery and assembly on any grill purchase. With 3 Bowling Green locations, Ace Hardware Marketplace can help with all your grill needs.
Cooper will be the inbounds passer from the baseline, with the Hilltoppers trailing it by 3 points. They're trying to break Hollingsworth open. He wasn't. Right side for a Frampton catch and bomb! And he hits a fall-away 3 to tie the game at 72.
Boy, it is nice to see. I didn't expect him to break out of it and go 5 for 5 in the game, but it's sure nice to see it in this game specifically.
Frampton has 15. He had 15 in the opening game and was in a slump thereafter until tonight. Wing pass tipped away by Rawls of WKU. Back in the hands now of Gardner Webb. 5:56 remaining, and it's a 72-72 game. Cooper tips away the inbound pass out of bounds. That was intended for Lynott, rather. Facing another team from North Carolina, must have lighted a fire under Frampton. He was at Davidson College, just north of Charlotte. Gardner Webb is just west of Charlotte. Ball's lost by Terry, picked up by Cooper. His cross-court pass is batted away, and going over in backcourt to retrieve it is Rawls for WKU. Right wing now to Hollingsworth, who faked the 3-pointer on Terry, goes deep to Rawls, left side to Frampton. Lob it low to Bassey. No double. He looks, he dribbles back on the right, or left to Falls, right side Tavion, right wing Cooper. Shot clock at 8. Cooper to Frampton, almost out of bounds on the right wing. He backs up, 4 on the shot clock, 28-footer by Rawls. Swish! Holy moly! A South Central Bank 3 by Rawls in desperation. And it's 75-72, WKU by 3.
He took that shot with a lot of confidence and had a great release on it, was squared up nicely. Was not guarded particularly close because he was so far away from the basket, but he nailed it.
Rawls has 7. Here's Falco against Hollingsworth on the perimeter. Fakes right, comes left to the left block, up on Tavion, and Tavion fouled him. The Tops are unable to keep Falco out of the paint off the dribble. It doesn't matter who's on him. He gets to the rim.
Yeah, he's very, very capable. He can hit it from outside and has shown his willingness to take it in there and stick his nose in amongst the taller timber.
3 fouls on the Hilltoppers' leading scorer, Tavion Hollingsworth. He averaged 19 a game, only 9 tonight. And Falco's free throw is perfect. He's having quite a game. 18 for Falco. Actually now has 19. In his first game for Gardner Webb, that one bounces in and out. Frampton has the Hilltopper rebound. WKU by 2, 75-73, 4:47 remaining. Cornwall guarding Cooper on the left wing, bouncing into traffic. Somehow he got it in there, and Bassett caught it and dunked it.
But that was a great play, a little pick and roll at the top, and Cooper left-handed, able to thread that pass in where Charles could handle it off the bounce, and he flushed it.
77-73. Falco faking right, coming left on Tavion, backs him into the lane. He comes up, Tavion knocked it away, picked up at the top of the key by Cooper, back to the left wing to Tavion. Tavion driving, a runner, short off the front of the rim. Reed had it knocked away by Bassey, and he goes out of bounds to Gardner Webb.
Tough break there. Transition bucket would have been nice. The Toppers trying to build that lead back up, which was once 10, now it's 4.
Tavion, who shot better than 50% in 3 of the 5 games this year, and 52% for the year, is 3 for 12. As you said before, it's tough for him to score, for anyone to score in the paint for WKU except Bassey because of the defense by Gardner Webb in the paint. Selden out front, hands it off to Falco. Falco now behind him to Terry. They work a weave. Going way back to Terry for a launch. Hits it from 25 feet away. He shoots it from his chin. No one was on him, and Terry has hit 5 threes. So Gardner Webb to within 1 at 77-76. 3:45 left.
They're back on their 67% shooting from deep.
Rawls' lob pass to Bassey, hit the rim, and Bassey was open. Here's a lob pass in there to Selden. He missed the shot inside on the run. Rawls gets it to Cooper. Getting across the timeline with a protective dribble. Comes into the lane, down with a right hand, and he scooped and scored with his offhand for his first basket of the game. And WKU leads at 79-76 with 3:18 to go. Cornwall against Cooper, right side dribble in the wing. Now comes back to his left to the foul line. He's in the lane, gets to the left block. He's spinning, he goes up and under, and Cooper fouling. More penetration from the Gardner Webb guards. Cornwall and Falco are wearing out the tops off the dribble.
They are.
3:07 left in this one. WKU 79, the Bulldogs 76, and this is the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back to our radio TV simulcast with the Tops in front now by 3 points off the three-pointer by Rawls. It is 79-76. And at the foul line will be Cornwall. Cornwall and Falco hurting the Hilltoppers off the dribble, and because of that, Cornwall's at the free throw line to shoot two. Cornwall tonight has made 3 out of 4. 3-point lead, 79-76. Bassey has scored his career high tonight at 26. His previous high was 24.
What about rebounds?
Here's Cornwall's free throw, and that is no good. I believe 19 is his rebounding high. It's now 79-77. Cornwall hits the free throw, and tonight Bassey has pulled down 13 boards. Cornwall's second free throw is good. And it's now 79-78. Hilltopper lead is at 1, 3:05 to go. Backcourt pressure by the Bulldogs. Cooper in backcourt to Williams. Carson now back to Cooper, comes across the timeline. Hilltoppers up by 1, 79-78. And Gardner Webb's in a 2-3 zone. Rolls to the left side, low to Bassey. Punched away, gets it back against Reed. Fall away hook shot, down! 28 for Charles Bassey.
Well, that was a nice recovery, a nice shot by Charles when shoots that little baby hook with his right hand, protecting the ball with his left side of his body. That's hard to stop from a 6'11" young man.
3-point lead, 81-78. Selden penetrating in Williams. Missed the shot badly. 14th rebound for Bassey to go along with 28 points and 13 of 19 shooting. 2:24 left, and Cooper's in the half court. Getty looks left, goes that way to Rolls in the wing. Lob below to Bassey on the block. They quickly double, now they back off. It goes cross court to Cooper. Dribble drive to the right block. Up inside, no good. But Cooper was fouled and will shoot 2 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining.
Kenny's not been great at the free throw line. 9 of 14 coming into this one tonight, but these are 2 big ones right here. 8th team foul. So Tops are 2 away from getting to the double bonus.
Cooper shooting 2, 3-point lead for the Tops. Swish. Cooper now has 3 points, and it's 82-78. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, and with every made Hilltopper free throw, that's $10 to the Houchins Charity Champions Program. Left-handed Cooper firing and making.
Good job, Kenny.
Cooper's also made a couple of nifty passes in the second half, and he's helped the Hilltoppers to a 5-point lead at 83-78.
Cooper's got 7 assists tonight as well.
Here's Cornwall up against Kenny. Cornwall goes right, back to his left, comes in on the hole on Cooper, and banks it in again as he takes it right to the rim. It's 83-80. Every time they need a basket, Cornwall or Falco can dribble in and score. Here's Cooper on the red towel with 1:44 to go. Over the left side to McKnight. He holds it against Terry. Timeout. WKU will keep it right here. It is 83-80. The Hilltoppers have the ball with 18 on the shot clock. A minute 38 in the game.
It's the 32nd timeout. Rick Stansberry's taking a seat. The managers are unsure what's going on. Now they call it a full now.
The last time the Hilltoppers took a timeout, they drew up that play on the right wing to Frampton, who made that 3-pointer off the inbounds pass. We'll see what Rick has up his sleeve here as he tries to diagram a scoring play against this Gardner Webb defense.
One team sitting, one team standing. They've tried to,
I don't think anybody really knows. One of the officials signaled that it was a full timeout, but the other official said it was a 30. So Gardner Webb players and the coaches were sitting down mapping out strategy. That was a mess from the start right there. Nobody knew what was going on.
Frampton's inbounds pass comes right in front of us. Kentucky Beef bringing us this Tums tosser with 1:38 to go, and Hilltoppers up 83-80. Kentucky Beef Council and Kentucky Beef at still wants for dinner. McKnight between the rings hands it off now to Hollingsworth. He'll go one-on-one against Terry. He dribbles it to the left, now back to the right around a Bassey pick. Now comes back to the left into the lane. He stops, he looks, he fires it low.
Oh.
McKnight caught it and laid it in.
What a nice pivot and pass by Tavion Hollingsworth to McKnight, who snuck free on the baseline off that right block.
1:17 remaining, 85-80. Now can McKnight keep Cornwall from getting to the rim off the dribble?
We're going to see.
Here's Cornwall with the dribble out front. Bassey helping out. Down low to Reed. He's open, goes in and lays it up and scores.
Well, Bassey had switched off, so they kind of had a double team going on Cornwall, but he fired a pass to the open Reed, and Williams didn't switch around there quickly enough to get that stopped.
1 minute to go, and Hilltop will lead us at 3. Williams out high between the circles. Looking to go right with a pass. Hands it off to McKnight. Out top to Bassey. Bassey hands it off on the wing to Tavion. Going to the baseline. He's fouled by Terry on a block with 43 seconds left. That's team foul 9. And Tavion will shoot a 1-and-1.
It was a good idea by Terry. He anticipated Tavion going that direction, but he was just half a step slow in the execution, getting there before Tavion started his dribble.
Hollingsworth has made 3 and missed 1. Josh Anderson now in for the Hilltoppers, as well as Frampton. Cooper racing back in 2. They do this while Tavion has the ball ready to shoot a free throw. And he missed it. It's off of Reed, however. No, it's off of Bassey. There was a little bit of a problem with the scores table. The buzzer blew, and they were waving players in while Hollingsworth had the ball in his hands ready to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, they're going to go. They're going to go review something here. I'm not sure what they can correct or not correct.
Well, it's the out of bounds. They don't know if it's off of Gardner Webb or Western Kentucky University's Bassey. Bassey thought for sure it was off of the Bulldogs, but that'll be a pivotal decision with 43 seconds left. And right now it's Gardner Webb basketball in backcourt, and they're only down by 3 points.
They were 12 of 18 in the first half for 67% from beyond the arc. This half they've shot it a lot less times, but they've made that same 67%, 4 of 6. They have been really good here tonight.
12 of 18 for the game.
Yep.
Yep, that's certainly been their bread and butter, as well as the dribble drives by Cornwall and Falco. The 2 guards have been able to get inside and score. Our simulcast this evening is being brought to you by the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, as the Hilltoppers try to hold on here and win against a talented Gardner Webb team. Gardner Webb has battled from 10 behind in this half. They took a quick lead, and then WKU behind Bassey was able to reassert themselves and jump back in front, but now the lead is tenuous. It is only at 3 points at 85-82.
Did you see in your preparation where they are picked to finish in the Big South? Third?
Winthrop picked this year to win the Big South. Gardner Webb has consistently done well, also during the regular season, but in the Big South tournament, they've been to the semifinals in 7 of their last 8 years. And they caught fire late last year and won 10 of their final 13 games to finish 500. Under Coach Kraft in his 7 years, they've never finished under 500 in the season. Falco will throw it backcourt. 43 seconds are left. So the call holds up. It's off of Bassey. And here come the Bulldogs, only down by 3 points. Cornwall up the right wing to the right baseline. And a foul on Reed.
Moving
Reed came
screen.
over to screen him and fouled him. A terrible foul by Gardner Webb center Kareem Reed.
25 feet from the basket. Not a Phi Beta Kappa move for sure right there.
Oh, yeah.
No question. Yeah, he got Davian McKnight as McKnight was going around trying to guard. Obviously, they had a play drawn up. Cornwell headed to the baseline with intention, but good break for the Toppers.
85-82. 41 seconds left, 30 on the shot clock. Looks as if Gardner Webb will not foul. They'll defend this one out. Cooper working it up and down with the right hand, sends it deep down the left side and half court to Rolls. Here comes the sophomore guard to Cooper in the middle, on the right wing to Hollingsworth. Low to Bassey. 1-on-1 against Reed. Now they double the other big man. Back to Tavion on the right wing. Shot clock is at 10. He will dribble to the foul line in the paint for an off-balance 15-footer that is no good. Foul and rebound by Cornwall. Here's Cornwall against Cooper. Takes him into the paint, throws it up wildly and scored. 10 seconds are left. Cornwall with another driving shot in the paint. And the Hilltopper lead is now at 1 at 85-84.
Topper's just unable to stop the penetration. First half, it was the three-point play. Now they're struggling to stop the penetration. Their guards of Cornwall, Falco, and Terry at times have been nearly unstoppable. They just can't, they get in the paint and score seemingly at will.
What's the point in the paint update now as they have had a number of baskets by Cornwall and Falco off drives?
Well, it's 42-38 favoring the Hilltoppers, but of those 42, Charles Bassey's responsible for 28 of them.
Bassey with a career high of 28 points. He also has 14 rebounds. It is his 25th double-double and his 50th career game here on the Hill. And the timeouts, let's take a look to see here. In terms of timeouts remaining, the Hilltoppers have one, and Bowling Green cannot call another timeout legally.
Gardner Webb.
Yes. Atmos Energy is a proud sponsor of this game and proud to provide you with clean and affordable natural gas. When you choose natural gas, you're making a smart decision for your family and their clean energy future. Visit atmosenergy.com to learn how. So it'll be Hilltopper basketball and backcourt. And we got a Tums tosser here in Diddle Arena tonight. WKU by 1. Frampton will make the inbounds pass. Gardner Webb has 10 fouls. Guarding Frampton on the inbounds pass is Dufio, 6'8" with the long arms. The pass comes to the corner to Bassey, he's immediately fouled. So Bassey with a chance to get to 30. He'll shoot 2 with 9 seconds left. He's made 2 out of 3 tonight.
Well, I sure hope he gets there, because right now it's just way too close, a 1-point game. Tops need these 2 points.
Bassey has not attempted a free throw this half. He's been unstoppable inside. He's made 13 of 19 shots, and I bet he has 7 or 8 dunks. 2 shots. First one up in the air for a 2-point lead. In and out. So the lead is at 1. And you worry to death because of the penetration by Cornway and their other guard, Falco. They're going to get it, and they're going to go.
Yeah, they are.
Right now it's a 1-point Hilltopper lead, 85-84. Big free throw here. Sight shoots on the rim and in. It's a 2-point WKU lead, 86-84. Here they come. It's Cornway down the right wing. Bassey switches off on him. 3 seconds ago, launching a 3 for the win. He missed it. It's tipped away by Tavion, and WKU has won. The ball was bouncing toward the free throw line after the missed shot by Cornway, and Tavion punched it away to secure the Western Kentucky University win.
Well, Cornwall had a good look at that. Too good a look, and it was just offline. And Top's able to poke it out and just let the clock run out. So they escaped with a 2-point winner today, but they were challenged. I was impressed by Gardner Webb's team. I think they've got some really good pieces, and they're going to make some noise, I think, in the Big South.
Now, 9 newcomers, and with 3 quality returners, look out for the Bulldogs this year, as Hal said, in the Big South. Hilltoppers improved to 4-2. Meanwhile, Gardner Webb loses their first game of the 2020-2021 season. Hilltoppers will be playing a good Rhode Island team here at Diddle Arena on Sunday. That's an early start time at 11 a.m. Charles Bassey's career best of 29 points, propelling the Hilltoppers to a 2-point win tonight, 86-84. So for Hal Schmidt, I'm Randy Lee saying so long from Diddle Arena, where the final score is 86-84 WKU. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming